Hey there YouTube, this is Darth Nagro here, coming to you live from my domain, where we will be looking at homemade slime, or rather homemade ectoplasm. This is a video a long time in the making, since Walmart will be releasing the Hasbro Kenner Reissue Classic Real Ghostbuster line. I thought I would take a trip down memory lane where I will look at the vintage slime that we all know and love. Um, Unfortunately, no one has been able to come out with that kind of slime that was made in the late 80s, 1986 or so. The ectoplasm, it's all vintage. Doesn't have that slime today, doesn't have that kind of feel or texture, and I don't know what's with slime today. It's not how I remembered it growing up as a kid in the late 80s, early 90s. The slime that I remember was more gel-like, and yeah, it was fun to play with, especially with the Ghostbuster action figures that came out in the late 80s, and none of them were on the show per se, but we're looking at here is like a large container filled with homemade ectoplasm by Nathan Bonner, a guy who has a natural talent for making slime that we all knew and love. And there's like a lot of this stuff here. There's like too much in here, and that's good. I have a never-ending supply of slime, ectoplasm. My fault. And so going ahead and looking at the stuff, it does bring back a lot of memories, and one of those fond memories that I had growing up as a kid was opening up a can of this stuff and finding the slime in there, and not only that, but finding one of those miniature ghosts. That was the pure joy of opening up a Kenner Real Ghostbusters ectoplasm can. Now, this isn't the only color that the ectoplasm came in. There were other colors: blue, pink, more in tune with Ghostbusters 2. And so a big shout out to Nathan Bonner for making this stuff possible, for being able to go out there and create the slime that we know and love. And I know there's new slime coming out this summer. It's Gusher slime figures, rubber ghost fit characters that from the first movie and from the new movie Afterlife. And what's fun about those figures are, well, they're not necessarily figures. They're just like rubber characters that are filled with ectoplasm. Now they have different color type of ectoplasm, but I sampled some of the stuff that Marvel came out with their Carnage Walgreens exclusive, which was like a couple of months ago, and that slime is alright. For what it's going for, but it has a glittery feel to it. Nothing like this slime right here. And it's just like, I'm curious to see what direction Hasbro's going to be going in with this slime, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be how we remembered it in the late 80s. I know another person, I forgot his name, from Ghostbusters News on his YouTube channel. He had a video where he purchased like a can of ectoplasm, vintage Kenner classic and ectoplasm, and unfortunately it dried up on him, but he experimented with it and he added water to it and was found a way to make it more like this, more like the slime that we grew up loving. And um, so yeah, it could be done. I mean, perhaps Hasbro can take a page from Kenner's book if Kenner happens to give Hasbro their secrets on how to make the slime that they made back in the late 80s. So again, this is my hope that something good will come out of this slime that's going to be coming out this summer, and that we will see more real Ghostbuster action figures coming out in this summer as well. And maybe sales go high and people, Hasbro will find a way to release the other characters that came out. Maybe some ghosts, hopefully. I would like to get my hands on the Granny's ghost and the ex-cop ghost and the football player ghost. Those are a couple of figures that I had as a kid. And yeah, so that's my review, and a big shout out to Nathan Bonner for making this slime possible. And yeah, so with all said and done, have a pleasant night and take care.